Well, welcome to another Channel Chief interview here at the Canalys APAC Forum. I am delighted to be joined by Kobi Elbaz of HP. Kobi, welcome to the Canalys Forum. I understand there's been some recent changes. Tell us a little bit about yourself in your new role.
Thank you, Alex. Happy to be here. Yes, we made some changes starting 1st of November in HP, and part of the changes we created what we call a global channel organization, and I'm happy to lead this organization. This organization is basically taking all our different assets and organization that were engaged with the channel and put everything under one roof. And the importance of that, it will now allow us to have more end-to-end view and more consistency in the way we manage our channel partners. I think the ultimate goal for us in this change is to really serve better our partners and help our partners to better serve the customers.
And you're not new to HP. You've been had several roles at HP. Maybe just let the partners know some of the things that you've done.
So yes, I'm not new to HP. 25 plus years in HP. Did many different sales and what we call category product role inside the company. Between running a country and being a country GM. More recently, I was running the personal system category globally for HP. So yes, a lot of experience also working in 2 different regions. I used to work in the EMEA region, America region, and then recently globally.
So lots of international experience. Obviously, this is our virtual event in the Asia Pacific region. Now, with the last couple of years, travel has been limited with the pandemic, but hopefully plans to visit the Asia region in the near future.
I would say yes, depending on the COVID situation, if it's allowed. I started to travel again. I just came back, as I told you before, from 2 weeks in Europe, meeting some channel partners. And I'm looking forward, depending on the situation, to also visit the region, the Asia region, in order to meet more partners.
Wonderful. So let's stay on the subject of partners. I know you're new in the role, but you've obviously been working with partners throughout your career at HP. How have you seen your partners thriving in 2021? That's the theme of our event, is Thrive. So what have you seen from the partner community?
I would say, looking at that also from a previous one and also with this role, I think we saw huge resiliency from our channel partners. They needed to adapt to work from home and making sure that while working from home, also helping the customer, serving the customer need. And as we all know, most of our customer needed also to change the way they operate. And I think looking about the way the channel partners really change, adapt to the new environment was quite remarkable. And I would say from an HP point of view, also the last 20 months, so in the last year, not only that the channel partner helped the customer in this new world, we also did transformation inside HP, introducing HP Amplify. And I'm happy with the way our channel partners engaged with us during this journey. It was in a period of time that they needed really to help the employee working from home, help the customer. They also work with us closely to do the transformation and introduce HP Amplify program.
Yeah, and HP Amplify, a great new program rolled out last year. As you're thinking about, as you take on this role, thinking about some of the challenges and changes you might want to implement in the future, what are you seeing in the partner landscape, changes that might, kind of shape your thinking as to what you want to do in your go-to-market?
So maybe I will go about what we see overall in the industry, in the economy. I think, in the last 20 months, I think everybody life changed. I think the way we work, the way we play, the way we learn. And of course, this also have a big pressure on our customer in the way they need to operate and how we need to serve them. I think what we saw in the last 20 months is from the beginning of the pandemic, how essential is the personal system and the print for our customer. And we saw that not only that there is more demand for PC and more demand for print, is also the usage increase. So we see that 130% people using more the PC than before the pandemic, what really showed that there was a big digital adaptation and acceleration in the world. I think in some report, I think there is some comments that in the first months of the pandemic, there was a digital adaptation acceleration worth of 5 years. This is how the new pandemic created a new norm. And with that new norm, I think I see really few things that are here to stay. And with them, I think we need to make sure that HP and our channel partners serve better our customer around those changes. And what I see really here to stay with us is the hybrid work. I think a lot of the things we learned in the last 20 months are here to stay, and we will not be anymore in the same before the pandemic. I think hybrid here to stay. And with hybrid, I think we see increased demand from our customers, subscription-based solution and outcome-based solution. So if you think about the last two, subscription and outcome, I think it will also require an increased use of data. In order to better serve our customer, I think we need to use data in order to provide them better solution and proactive solution. And last but not least, I think everything around sustainability. We see it in HP and our channel community see the same. Not only that is good for the planet, is also good for business. And many of our customers are asking for sustainability metrics for us to engage with them. So if I look at those 5 key areas that I just highlighted, this is what we need to work with our channel partners in order to transform. And for that, we talked about Amplify before. I think we introduced during the last year few elements that will help our channel with that. HP Amplify Data Insight and HP Amplify Impact for Sustainability is a great 2 examples of our partnership with our channel partners in order to help them in this journey.
Absolutely. And I have to commend HP, really taking a leading position in terms of launching Amplify Impact, a first program in the channel that we've seen. And maybe just a quick uptake has been quite strong of Impact, and maybe also in Asia Pacific.
I think, Amplify Impact, we see a lot of interest across the world. I think we started to see more and more channel partner, I will call it, joining this community about sustainability, including in Asia Pacific. So we see a good adaptation of the 2 programs I just mentioned, HP Amplify Data Insight and HP Amplify Impact across the globe.
Wonderful. Let's go back to the APAC region. How has HP been performing in this region so far in 2021?
So I would say, first of all, just for the record, we are in a quiet period in HP. We just finished our fiscal year. And as such, I cannot share a lot of the numbers. But I would say what we saw in Asia are not different with what we saw in the entire world. As demand increased because of the PC and print become essential, we saw it also across Asia region. Now, I would say it's different by region and country, depending on the waves of pandemic about what we see, but overall, very strong demand for personal system on printing. When it's come to office printing, I will say it's a bit more bumpy, depending on in what situation offices are open versus closed. But overall, in Asia and across the world, we see a very strong demand, and our channel partners really saw this demand and managed to capitalize of that in many of the countries in the market.
So you've hit on this on the demand side of things, and of course, one of the big topics in our industry, in fact, in many industries, is actually the supply constraints that exist. And this is obviously it's industry wide. What are some of the things you might want to tell partners, about the supply chain issues or challenges that we're all faced with? Any kind of expectations or any words of advice that you might want to say to partners about what's going on out there?
So I will say, first of all, yes, I think the last 18 months, we all face a lot of supply shortages and challenges. But we need to all remember it started because of a strong demand. The market itself is much bigger than what everybody anticipated. Go back to my earlier points that everybody realized that PCs and print become essential to our day-to-day life. With that in mind, I will say that our expectation that demand will continue to be strong. As such, with the overall component shortage, that mainly around ICs that impact not only our industry, many different industry, we expect to stay with us at least for the first half of 22, if not longer than that. So I would say in that aspect, I don't have good message to the team. I would say, and to everybody, I think shortages will continue to stay with us. Saying that, I think from an HP point of view, we understand and acknowledge the pressure it's put on all of us in order to serve our customer, and the fact that we have big backlog from customer and channel partners that we need to serve. In HP, this is one of our top focus area that we spend a lot of time as a leadership team and across the organization to improve really the supply situation in order to better serve our channel and our customer. And I will just say the few things we introduced and working on them in the last 12 months, I think it's important to share with our channel community. I think in the last months, we invested a lot in direct supplier relationship. In many cases, those IC provider, we didn't have direct relationship with them because we manage it through the ODM. We increase our relationship with those suppliers directly. We reduce complexity in our product, and we continue to reduce complexity in our product portfolio in order to better, navigate those supply shortages. Last, I would say the other point is about, integrated system. For those of our partners working with HP for many years, they know that we used to have different ERP system. We move all those ERP systems to one system, and we finish the transition into one ERP system that will better enable us to engage, to manage orders and the direction with our ODM and suppliers. And last, I would say we invested with a lot of digital tools and digital data with our ODM and supplier network in order to better serve our customers. So big area of focus for us. It's here to stay in the near future. But as a company, we are taking the right action in order to make sure that we better serve our customer.
Yeah, lots of great initiatives there. Thanks for highlighting those. Thinking again about, looking now kind of 3 to 6 months out as you're kind of taking on this new role, what are some of the biggest opportunities do you think are in front of partners in the very near term?
I would say, looking about those trends and the fact that this pressure of hybrid work, hybrid learning will remain with our customer, I think our customer will ask for more services solution and outcome-based solution. I will advise all our channel partners to invest in those. I will say another area that is important to acknowledge is everything around security. As everybody now working most of the time outside of the firewall, I think the security concern become even higher. In that area, I will say I will really think our channel partners should invest in security solution. HP Wolf Security should help them in this journey. Another area that if not already done by the partners, I will recommend them to invest in that is everything around being digital, being able to serve the customer also digitally, and data. I think we are moving to a world that if you want to better serve our customer, you need to use data. And I think this is where I will recommend our channel partners, if not already done, to really embrace, this data usage, working without an HP Amplify data insight in order to help them in this journey. I would say those areas, and maybe the last one is sustainability. Those one I will ask, I think it will be important for the short term, but even more important for the mid and long term.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of great initiatives there. One though that you didn't really touch on, and I'm really interested to get your take on it, is around as a service, and obviously, HP on the managed print side has done very strongly in converting that business into the managed print services model. I think in the world of device as a service, it's still we're trying to still figure out what's the best way to tackle that opportunity. So what do you see in terms of device as a service as an opportunity for HP, but also for partners?
I will maybe start with, when you ask me about recent changes in HP in the organization. So I only talk about the change that impact my role, but there were some other changes. And I think one important one is we created a solution sales organization that really aimed to help driving outcome-based solution and be a sales force that is agnostic, is not a PS sales force or print sales force. I think when it comes to outcome, our customer need to have one solution. It's not just separated between PS and print. And I think, we created this sales organization in order to help us to be agnostic, in order to help us to drive solution into the market. The second element is also applied to the channel as part of bringing all the different assets in the organization under one umbrella. Now in my organization, we have both the IMPS organization that manage print services with the channel, and also the DAS on the PS services side. I think looking in those two words and seeing where we can leverage and drive a better consistency will help us to really drive more acceleration in that area. So part of the reason we did those changes is also to make sure that we accelerate and as a service across the world with the channel and directly with our customers.
Yeah, okay, good. That's great to know. And obviously there's lots of learnings and assets there that you could leverage from a already robust managed print organization that I'm sure will help make the device as a service opportunity more real for partners. Going more to like the product side of the house, and maybe where you were previously to this, what innovations are you excited about from HP? You might be a bit more biased on the PC, some of the things that are coming on the PC category, but across the company, maybe what are some of the things you're excited for?
So I would say, first of all, in HP, we have a lot of great innovation that a lot of them excite me. And I would say in my previous role, I used to play a lot with the technology, and there is different technology that really excite me. I will surprise you. I will maybe talk about something that is not product. Physical product is what excites me a lot. Also entering into this new role is everything we do around data and how we use data collectively with our channel partner and our AI tools we put in place in order to better understand how customers use our devices and how we can better serve our customers. So when I look about what excites me, beside product innovation, is also around data innovation and go-to-market innovation that really excite me. So I will say I have a lot of things from a product point of view. If I give you a pitch about product, probably will take half an hour now to talk just about all the different products, but I would say data and insight really excite me.
Yeah, and that's I know it's an exciting new world. That's definitely a big part of the Amplify programs, as you've already highlighted. Look, we're gonna get close to wrapping up now, but maybe just a final word from you for the partners out there. Speaking specifically to the Asia Pacific partners, what are some things that you want them to focus on as they think about their partnership with HP for the years to come?
I would say, I think all of us, HP and our channel partner, need to embrace the changes we see in the market. And I covered them before. I think hybrid is here to stay. It means that we all need to bring solution to an hybrid world. Subscription-based economy will accelerate. Outcome will become necessity for our customer, our big customer. Sustainability and data is also key elements that are here to stay. So my request to my organization and to the channel partners is to make sure that we leverage and use HP Amplify data, HP Amplify Impact. I will really encourage all the channel partners there, if they are not yet familiar with that, to see how they can use them, those kind of tools and capabilities in order to help them better serve our customer.
Wonderful. Kobi, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, and of course to all the partners watching on the platform. Obviously we're still doing this virtually, but fingers crossed, hopefully in the very near future, we can return to in-person events and get the chance to meet each other face to face, and likewise as well with the rest of the partner community.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex, and thank you for having me.